Hi everybody.
Welcome to our show. Today we're going to talk about the Takenoko bamboo shoot, which is a wild vegetable in Japan, right Akina?
Yes, and we're gonna cook it today.
Yeah, this is an interesting looking thing. It feels like an animal's fur on the outside, but you can actually eat this, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it, that you can actually eat a bamboo.
Now right now you're peeling this Akina, and the outside is kind of dirty, but the inside is actually soft, right?
Yeah, this one is supposed that you don't need to do the pre-cook, which is like a tedious procedure.
So the pre-cook for the other ones, usually you have to cook it like a long time, right?
Yeah, you need like rice brown, which you don't really have, and put like some pieces of chili pepper and boil it hours and hours and chill it like hours.
Just to get rid of the bitterness, right?
Yep.
But this one is very fresh, so it's kind of dirty on the outside. I think they just dug it out of the forest or something. Anyway, this has a really interesting texture. It feels like a corn husk and like a fern, like a cross between the two.
Maybe it's like a bit thicker than a corn husk, but
Yeah.
the texture is really similar, like a fibery, and it wouldn't break, it only breaks into a certain direction.
It's very cool how it comes off in one little piece, like a little cone.
It feels really good.
Now I like to see that you got these little layers forming after you take each piece off, but I guess as you get toward the bottom here, it gets a little bit more difficult to take them off, right?
It's really difficult because it's getting softer and it like breaks more easily. And I'm wondering how much I should peel, it's like onions.
Yeah, you don't know when to stop.
And I think if we get to this part like soft enough, then we should be able to eat.
Yeah, I think you've gotten to the soft part now. So as you can see, that is just like a perfectly shaped little husk there. And we have a whole set of them there. There's just a whole bunch left over.
It looks like a cup and maybe we can drink some beer out of it.
Actually, maybe. So anyway, that's that. I think you've gotten to the soft part now. So we're gonna basically do what now, Akina?
Just chop them up
Yep, let's chop that thing up.
into some pieces.
Okay, so we got our board there, and have you ever cut one of these before? You've not cooked these at all, right?
Well, I think I cooked before, but I'm not quite sure. But definitely not from scratch.
Now you're cutting the bottom off here just because it's a little bit hard, right?
Yeah, if you imagine like asparagus really fiery part, then
Oh,
probably
yeah.
it's like that.
So the bottom of the asparagus is hard, top is soft. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just, after all, this is a bamboo, so if grew enough, then it gets too fibrous and hard.
Okay, makes sense. So you cut that top off, and wow, look at that. Just cutting that thing down, baby.
Oh, it just broke.
It's pretty cool. I think the texture is like kind of hard, but also kind of supple at the same time.
If you imagine you like chopping up wood for fire, if you do it right, it goes like
Yeah,
right?
it just cuts right up. That's right. It's kind of like an artichoke, but kind of like an onion, but kind of like a corn husk.
It does look like an artichoke, right?
In a way, it looks like an artichoke, but it's totally different too. So now that you've got the main pieces cut, you're just slicing them up. And this is a common food in restaurants in Japan, but
It's pretty expensive though if you eat out.
yeah, how much did this cost, Akina?
This particular block is 500 yen, which is like $4.568.
Yeah. But yeah, this is very cool. Like, I've only had it in restaurants. It's just kind of a delicacy in Japan, but I've learned to like it.
Yeah, it's like seasonal delicacy because you have to dig it soon enough so that it doesn't become like bamboo.
So it's only a certain time of year, which is spring, right?
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, you can only dig it by hands because Otherwise, it breaks a lot
Okay.
or damages a
So
lot.
you can't use a machine. Anyway, now we're putting those pieces into the pot here.
Yep.
And you're putting water in. You're basically just freestyling this, right?
Yeah, actually, because usually they need a pre-cook like mentioned, but this one is kind of rare one that it doesn't need the pre-cook, so there was not many recipes, so I'm just, freestyling.
Yep. So here we got the Katsuo flakes, which is bonito.
Yeah, this is to give some, rich flavors to it.
Yep. Okay, what's this thing?
It's called milling. It's halfway between sake and sugar water, fermented.
Yeah, interesting. And this is actually just sake right here.
Yeah.
Now we also got the low sodium soy sauce.
Yeah, you can use normal one, but we tried to reduce sodium, so that's why we got this one.
Now at this point you're just basically pouring it without measuring it.
Yeah, I heard it's like 1 to 1 to 1.
Okay. And the amount of each one is about, I don't know, the water was 5 times the amount of each one you put in, I guess.
I just put some water just to cover every ingredient.
Okay.
And just put cool right amount for me.
Okay, well that is a lot of flakes right there. Is that too many?
Well, maybe, but if you have rich flavor in the broth, then that helps to reduce the salt. So.
Okay, maybe we should have added even more then.
Yeah.
So we got it on the fire now, getting it all heated up.
Just to boil it now.
How long do you think this has to cook?
Well, I think it's better to cook longer so that it has enough flavor to it.
And this part we didn't get on camera, but you have a piece of foil on here, which is basically, why is that on there?
It's basically like a lid plus just still give some, I don't know actually, but I am sure some cooking professional would have this method in America too.
Yeah, I think it's just about, instead of using a lid which has no control over how much evaporation is going on, this is like you control the size of the hole. Now we're actually trying it here just to see, like, is it ready?
Yeah, this is not, this is basically boiled, but it hasn't soaked up enough flavor.
Yeah, so we're gonna heat it up a little bit more.
But you can taste more of the bamboo itself, didn't you?
It was good, kind of hard, but good bamboo flavor. I think now, after we cooked it a little bit longer, how long did we cook it in total?
Maybe like an hour now.
Yeah, now it's been an hour, so we're putting some on the plate to really try. And we have some of those bonito flakes we took off, we left a little bit on.
Look at that. It looks nice, and it smells actually nice too.
It looks like the one you can get in the restaurants. Now this soft part on the left here, which is like the little sprout part,
That's the best part.
you love that part, so I'm letting you try that. How is it, Akina?
It's not too bad for the first attempt.
Yeah, let's take a bite here. That is actually pretty good now that I taste it. It's I would say it's a little harder than the one you have in the restaurant. Maybe more of the flakes you used. I think the one in the restaurant's more delicate, but this is pretty good.
So you're saying that I'm not delicate enough?
I was talking about the Takenoko, not you, Akina. Overall, I would say it's quite good, although I think we're gonna cook it again to really perfect it.
I'm amazed with my cooking skill for freestyling.
That's true, me too. Now, this is what it looks like when you get it in a restaurant. This is the tempura takenoko, which is real juicy. That's a real good one. It's huge.
I really, really loved it. I never had this way though.
Yeah, the typical one is this style, which is what we had in the izakaya. This is just cooked, boiled up, very soft, very delicious.
But that was perfectly done, and I loved it so much.
Yeah, this one in particular is from one of our favorite places to eat. It's so good, and I think we're going to try to cook this again in the future.
Definitely.
So anyway, if you want to see some more of our food videos, feel free to check out our video about the top 20 sushi that most tourists never tried before.
Or maybe you can tell us what kind of thing you want us to cook next.
And as always, thanks for watching this video, everybody. We hope you have a real nice day.
Stay healthy.